Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here for another Finally Friday video. Today is a no frills tutorial on how to make a spinner card. I showed you guys a couple weeks ago a card that I had made for my friend who's a little gymnast, and the otter spun around as it went across the card, and I'm going to make a version of that for you guys today, so stay tuned and I'll get right at it. A couple weeks ago I had a little reel on my Stampin' Up! Or my Green Thumb Stampers Facebook page, and today I thought that I would show you guys a no frills tutorial on how I made the little otter spinner card that I made for my friend who's a little gymnast, and I made him twirling and I created my own sentiment. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys here how to make a no frills version of that, and I mailed it to her, so I don't have a card to show you, so we're just going to have to go along here. You're going to need a couple pennies, some dimensionals. You'll need one of a punch. This is the classic label punch. It's retired, but you'll need this, or we have an older punch that was like the word window punch. You'll need that, and just this is a stamp set I'm using. This time I'm going to use a little turtle, the back on your feet. I'm going to use a little turtle, and he's going to spin around. So we've got a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of paper, scored and folded in the middle. Then I have a layer that is 5.25 by 4 that we'll put on the front, and then I just cut this down to 1/8 because I didn't really want the too much of the white to show, but I do want the white to help give it extra heft. If you have the heavyweight cardstock, you could use that here, but this is just basic white, and this is the Playful Patterns, I believe it's called. It's the Hostess pack. So I'm going to first start by gluing this paper down. This one is, what would it be, 5.1/8 by 3 7/8. So we're going to glue this down to the white, and make sure you get glue pretty good on it, because you're going to cut a hole in it, and you're going to want to make sure that it sticks down to this white paper when you're done, after you've cut the hole out of it. So we're going to glue this down like so. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to dry. So like while this is drying, I'm going to show you I made this little turtle, and I could put some like little motion kind of a parenthesis looking line on by his feet and stuff, or by his head, to give the illusion that he's going to twirl, but he'll twirl. So this is what we're going to do. We've got this, then just sort of set it on here. You don't glue it on yet. Kind of figure out where you want the edge to be. So I eyeball it, you guys know that. So I'm going to stick my punch up inside there, and then you want to see where you want the corner to be. You don't want to go all the way over to the left, or when you get it built, it'll hang over too far. It could go over too far. So I'm just gonna, we want to make sure that it's not going to go below the card. So I'm just going to stick it all the way in, and that will make it easier to help line up. So I'm going to stick it all the way in, and I'm going to punch. And then I'm going to move it over, and again, you don't want it to be able to roll off, so just go part way. I'm only going to go about that far, and since I stuck it in all the way, it should just be able to cut. Alright, so now we're going to take a dimensional. Now in the old days when we've made these, I don't think that we really trimmed up the dimensionals, but I'm going to trim these points off, and I'm just going to try and like round it while I'm cutting, just kind of to round these little edges off, because it's going to roll, and if I usually get a lot of trouble in the past when I've made them where they just kind of want to slide. So this time I'm cutting these points off of the dimensional and hoping my one for my friend rolled beautifully. So I'm hoping that that had helped cutting these points off. So cut the points off, and then you want to, well, I guess you could just go ahead and stick your penny in the center of the, or stick your dimensional in the center of the penny. Then you're going to put that channel over the penny from this paper. You're going to set that over, and then that's what's going to roll through there. So we're going to put that on there, peel the backing off, and then go ahead and stick the other penny on the top. And then now it should roll through there. Alright, so do your best to make sure that your channel is straight across there, and then your penny should roll. It's just gonna slide on me today. Well, we'll put it together and see what we get. So then you want to go ahead and get your penny over to the edge and then glue it onto your circle. And you don't have to have this big of a circle. You can have a little bit smaller circle and still be okay. That is the sound of a frightful voice. And then try and get the penny kind of in the center. Like so. And then when he's over to the edge, see, he's not going to go off. I've got the penny over there all the way to the edge. So now you're going to go ahead and hopefully he's going to roll. And then we're going to go ahead now and fill the back up with dimensionals so that it stays up. You want to make sure that you got them below the penny, but you want them on both sides of your channel and then all around. So I have some other dimensionals that I've had from a craft expo a long time ago, and they're just going to be perfect for what I want because I could peel off a whole bunch of them at one time and they will work perfectly for what I'm trying to do here. They're not the best of dimensionals, but they work. And like I said, we want to keep them above the penny so that the penny can flow freely through there. But we want to make sure that they're holding the cardstock up off from the base, this Coastal Cabana base down here. And then that will help the whole thing roll. Put some more here. Like I say, this is probably overkill. Especially, you guys know I don't usually use this much dimensionals, but we want to make sure that it's up in the air. And now I'm going to peel all the backs off. I'm going to pause you while I peel the backs. Okay, now that I have all the backs peeled off, I'm going to go ahead and stick it on the front of the card. Got to get up over here so I can make sure I'm like so. So you got all that space in there so that it's gonna, all right, it's supposed to roll. There it goes. And then I made a little sentiment that I'm going to pop up on the front there. I'm not going to pop it up. I'm going to leave it flat. It says, "Hope you're back on your feet soon." And then you could put some bling in there if you wanted as well. And then I have a sentiment for the inside that just said, "Hope things get better soon." And I had a blob on my paper after I stamped it the first time, so what do we know? Every paper has two sides, so I went and stamped on the other side. And that's it. So there you go, guys. That's an easy, no frills, but again, maybe I'm tipping it too far. There we go. When you lay it too flat, must be it wants to slide instead. So there we go. No frills spinner card. Have a great weekend. There you go. I hope that you enjoyed that tutorial and that you're going to give that a try. If you do, feel free to post your creations on my Facebook group called it's Green Thumb Stampers Creativity in Bloom. And I set that up for everybody to share their creations on, no matter what. If it's just whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, you can share it there. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back again. Bye.